Man, what's going on, y'all? I tried to keep this thing to myself, man, but it's been really bothering me. A lot of people been asking me what I feel about the whole Clippers thing. I see a lot of people celebrating and all that, but I just wonder why. You know, as a black man, this has nothing to do with like being racism or none of that. Y'all already know I'm not even about that. You know what I mean? I'm a true man of God, man, but I just hate hearing constantly from my own how this need to be done, that need to be done. The white man this, the white man that, this, that, and the third. And how racism and wrong and all this and all that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like our issue need to be addressed with us first before we go and demand these things. I feel like when you demand something, you stand by it and show that you really want that done, and you lead by example. You don't just talk about something and get a little crumb and be content. And that's the circle that's been going on for years, and we're wondering why nothing has changed. The whole Trayvon Martin situation, you know, the whole a whole bunch of just different situations that happen, you know what I'm saying? That we sit back and we do. I mean, it's predictable of what's gonna happen nowadays. You do a little march, do a little speech, but the key to the whole thing that bothers me is that the only time any of us as black people come together and take action on anything is when it's publicized. All this stuff go on all the time, but not yet. Nobody step up and say anything until they get a little commercialized thing. The whole thing with him and the Clippers organization, like they've been reporting, this stuff been proven. He has lawsuits and all that against him about him being a slumlord. But yet and still now that he makes the comment, it's a thing. We celebrating about them suspending him for life, banning him for life, so to speak. But really, what is that? The man's still getting paid. All he's doing is just sitting at home, but he's still getting paid. So packing the stadiums is still going in his pocket. Winning a championship is still going in his pocket. It's a prime example of jumping the gun. And this go on all the time with any situation dealing with racism and any demand as black people. We feel we need this and we need that. This is what go on. You know what I'm saying? Instead of waiting it out, demanding that this man wait until the situation is finished, we take off a little shirt and turn it inside out. We protest. We do all these things. But when we get a little crumb, the crumb is the man got banned. The goal ain't met, but we're happy. The whole Trayvon Martin thing. Protested, said a couple of speeches, and David Zinnerman got arrested. We wasn't finished. He wasn't convicted or anything. He was arrested. Everything died down. Then look what happened. The man became free. I mean, we need to stop. If you stand for something and you won't demand this and you demand that, then you need to wait it out till it fully gets done. You want equality, but we never wait out. And then another thing that bothers me is that as a people, we don't stick together for anything. We don't support us as a whole anyway. We're the only race that does that. Any other race will stand firm to whatever it is that they believe in and stick it through to the end. With us, we get a crumb, you find somebody in there and then you envy the situation. There's so many people out there that's trying to make a change in this world and get no support. But people who don't care nothing about the community or anything gets all the support. You don't see anything wrong with that. We say the white man this, the white man that. But then when a brother come in there and try to make a change in the community, he gets hated on. Who he think he is? He's trying to be better than everybody. He's doing this, he's doing that. He don't get support, but we complaining. When is complaining gonna be the last resort? When is action gonna be actually done? You know what I'm saying? Stop talking and do something. You don't like racism in the world, at the same time, don't practice it. How you gonna say white mans don't need to call a guy nigger? And I truly agree with that. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we calling each other niggas. We calling our women hoes, bees, tricks, all this stuff. But we demand everybody else to respect our situation. But we showing so much disrespect amongst each other. But in order to gain respect, you got to give it. And you got to show that that's what you want. If you play no games, if you don't like being called this and being called that, then you got to flex that and show that to everybody. Ain't no such thing as nigga, Nigger, and Nigga. Nah, it means the same thing. If you put it together, just because you add a little slang letters to it, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We gotta look at that, man. You know what I'm saying? You say white people need to treat us better. But yet and still, as we saying we don't like racism, we exempling racism when we call them crackers and all this stuff. We be like, yo, that cracker this, that cracker that, this, and this, that. But then we want them to not call us a word, but we insulting them, man. People, we gotta get it together, man. For real, man. This is crazy. You know what I mean? We want so much, but we're not willing to really look at the stuff that's being handed to us. You know what I mean? All it is something happens and it's a racist thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we know they're going to ride a little bit. Let's just give them a little bit to keep them quiet, to stop all this chaos before it get too big. And we fall for it every time. A man get brutally assaulted and or killed wrongfully. What we do? We march. We wear a hoodie. Then when after the situation die down, we back to doing the same old thing. Nothing's wrong with that. We say we want peace. We say we want equality. But we only march until they give us just a little bit. If you stand for something and you want something, you wait it all the way out. You don't just wait until the process starts. That's why we're in the process. What kills me is that, you know, the crowd you got all these people, the Clippers still play the game, everybody's so ecstatic, and the man still owns the team, still getting paid. So when you pack the house, you pretty much supporting everything that man is talking about. Be like this, I call them this, I call them that, and still got a pack house, still my bank account is overflowing. Not let's stand out until this man is removed completely, till he sell the team. The process started, and we okay. Okay, back to business. That doesn't make sense, man. Just like with Timberlands, Tommy Hilfiger, all these things. They got their most highest selling when they called us that. They said they don't want black people wearing their stuff. And the mentality we be having in the hood and things of that nature is that I'm going to wear it anyway just because. But what are we proving? They still getting paid. This is not a racist thing because I'm a Christian. And even though I'm a Christian, people gonna sit there and judge me and tell me that I'm wrong for my views. But what am I saying wrong? The Bible speaks the truth. I'm speaking the truth. This is reality. This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop starting something and don't finish. I'm not promoting violence or nothing like that because not one time did I say anything about violence. But what I'm saying is if you stand for equality, you stand for peace, and you stand for this and you stand for that, stick it through. Don't just stop because they start a process. You know what I'm saying? They say they're going to do this or they give you what you want. Because frankly, me personally, I think the only reason why the NBA even stepped in because they had no choice. This joint hit the news. This man been this way. This dude been getting promotions this whole time while all of these lawsuits was out there and they didn't do anything. You know why? Because we didn't say anything. Now it hit the fan. Now the endorsements that knew this from the jump automatically leave. They drop them. NBA step in. This is not for us. This is not for the cause. It's because they had no choice. You know what I'm saying? Let's really think about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Start supporting each other, man. You see somebody trying to change instead of letting somebody that you sponsor, you go out, you in the hood, and you can't get you a house, but your car sitting on 30s. You living off public assistance. You're doing all these things, but you hustling. You can afford all this name brand stuff, but you're not trying to own nothing. Come on. I'd rather sit back and live off the government, talk about the white man, say all these things, but not try to own anything. Not shut the example that I'm saying. Not saying that I'm this, I'm that. You know what I'm saying? But the same government and the same white man and all this stuff that I'm talking about, I'm living off of. If you got money to buy 30s and buy stuff, get you a business, man. Get you a house. You know what I'm saying? Let's get out of this mentality of the stereotype that people put against us and actually start showing that we're intelligent, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop settling for all this crap, man. Let's stick together, man. Let's do what's supposed to be done. We all supposed to be treated equal. Then let's stand for it. We all bleed the same thing. Black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever. We all bleed the same. But yet and still we settle for scraps when it comes to we still in the 1/3 act type thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't knock somebody trying. Don't sit back on the sidelines and tweet a little bit on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and all this crap because it does nothing. If you ain't out here on the streets working, trying to make a change, then what's the point? You just gonna talk? It's a lot of talking with no movement and a lot of settling. When are we gonna stop settling and actually stand firm to what we demand? Any other race, whatever they stand for, they willing to die for. They're willing to stay there until the cause. Not no process. They don't want to hear, hey, we get into it now. They want to know that it's done. Change the mindset and change ourselves before we demand others to do the others. You know what I'm saying? If we want change, we got to change. We got to change our thought process. We got to change how we treat each other. Nobody needs to kill us because we kill each other every day. Think about it. To all my people, man, black, white, all, man, just really think about that, my brother and sister, man. Let's get this together, man. Stick by our guns. Stick by what we saying. Not guns literally either. Love y'all to life, man. Really think about that. God bless.